Since the rise of cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance around 2010, Web3 has struggled to find compelling use cases with potential for mainstream adoption. While play-to-earn games and monkey NFTs have been marred by speculation and lack of true benefits, one use case has consistently evolved and is slowly emerging as a bright star on the horizon. DEPIN networks, a blockchain-based business model that is as versatile as a chameleon, offering a meaningful alternative to the use case of more often than not worthless cryptocurrency speculation. But what does DEPIN even mean? And how does a new Web3 model work? Let's take a short but deep dive into the topic so everyone, including you, can understand. DEPIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. And first things first, it definitely needs a new, less complicated name. The networks are blockchain-based and therefore distributed around the world. They utilize the power of blockchains to form a network with thousands of hardware units that are typically hosted by normal retail users. And for hosting a certain piece of hardware, they get paid. Just imagine a more advanced version of a classic peer-to-peer network, the torrent client, for example, which you probably all know. And thanks to blockchain technology, peer-to-peer networks have now the ability to execute digital contracts and spread rewards safely and ideally without any centralized party that has to be trusted. This opens doors to a huge amount of use cases that could not be realized before. Let me explain. Let's say you are a company in the film business, aiming to build a huge render farm with thousands of computers that you connect to each other. And you do this to render a few sequences for a new Marvel movie. To do the job, you now have to rent a big space for all the computers. You have to buy 10,000 of computers, connect them and run a software that makes them combine the CPU power to render out a certain scene of the Marvel movie. As you might realize, this is a risky and a very expensive operation. Building the same network with blockchains would be totally different. Instead of buying 10,000 individual computers, everyone with a computer at home that meets certain hardware requirements could join the network. So you just provide your render power of your computer that you still have at home. You run a software on that PC and you provide the render power to the network. The network protocol would then assign different sequences of the Marvel movie that we talked about, to certain computers, also called nodes. So computers and nodes are kind of the same thing, at least in this very simple example. And the person that is providing his or her computer to render the piece of a movie would earn a reward for it. And that's only possible because blockchains can spread different rewards to different persons without any centralized party. In the blockchain world, the rewards are usually paid in tokens that you can trade for your desired currency. But there's one very important question. Who owns these networks? Are you getting paid by the company that created the network? Not quite. While in DEPIN networks there's a centralized party developing the protocol, the network itself is owned, maintained and governed by the network participants. It is a collective effort to get the network big enough to fulfill the intended use case. The bigger the network, the better the possibilities, the higher the value of the network, and the higher the network token value. The foundation that created the network is profiting from the usually big amounts of tokens that they hold. The bigger the network gets, the more money they will have. There are some exceptions though. Some networks are also run by non-profits, so it highly depends. As highlighted in the example before, network participants usually provide data, calculation power of their computers, or install a certain piece of hardware to improve the network. Depending on the quality of that so-called node, they get paid more or less in tokens. So for providing the network infrastructure, participants can earn money, while other companies can just use the network for their operations. You want to render something, but your PC is shit? Just pay for your render in tokens and the network will be used to render your personal video. The Rendernetwork is actually a real example, but there are much more projects out there to explore. Vita does video file hosting and rendering, Helium is providing IoT infrastructure, and Filecoin is providing a worldwide decentralized storage system that companies can use. To be honest, I think the future of DEPINs is bright, and they will hopefully help democratizing infrastructure in a way that both the retail and the business side can profit from it. Today's video was a little shorter than usual. I just wanted to explain really quick what DEPIN means. Thank you for staying until the end. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and/or write a comment if you have any ideas or questions. My name is Tom from WTF Web3. See you next time.